BPI Sports has always been a massive supporter of natural bodybuilding, so it only made sense for us and them to partner up. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by BPI Sports, and if you want to support them and us, use code Natty News Daily at checkout for some exclusive discounts off any of your orders. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome to the Natty News podcast. Just looks like me today. I'm here with my friend Tal Shadlovsky. Did I say that right?
Thanks. Yeah, it was right.
All the way from Israel. So we managed the time difference and made it work. How are you, man?
Great, and you?
Good.
How's your off season?
It's going well. It's up like 30 pounds ish. I finally hit 190 today, actually. So, which was nice. And then you said
you're high on the scale.
Yeah. We keep it trending up. We're not staying light, right? We got to grow. And then
100%.
You're up, about 10 kilos and 22 pounds. Yeah, I think you said, right? Yeah.
Yes, so. It's my first ever off season. I didn't did something like that before. It was only a short time of sort of gain fast, something like that. But now it's a proper off season.
Awesome. So yeah, why don't you get into your history? Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your competing history. It sounds like you took some short off seasons in the past and are looking to take a more extended one this.
Like that.
So why don't we start from the beginning?
Yes. My name is Tal Shadlovsky. Like Dan said, I'm 24 years old. I'm a pro natural bodybuilder, WNBF Pro. I won the overall title here in Israel. I've competed
what year was that?
3 shows. It was in May 2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah, I've started to compete. My first show was in November 2020. I think I'm a rookie in this industry, like for 2 years that I've lived in the lifestyle of complete bodybuilder. Before that, I never did anything close to that. I was just started in the gym like 4 years ago. I didn't pay any attention to my calories or my training. I just did it for the fun, And after 2 years, it was the first time that I noticed by the natural bodybuilding in Israel. A friend showed me some pictures from the lineup in the local shows, and I was like, I think I can have a run with these guys and maybe, placing in a good spot. And I started my first prep. It was a 12 weeks prep. It was a short one. I didn't know anything, I didn't know how things should be done. It was my first time that I entered the sport, and I placed second in my class in November 2020. And right after that, I've already started the prep for May. And when I won the overall title and especially won my class and all of this. And right after this win, I've started my prep for the WNBF Worlds. That didn't make out for me because all this COVID limitation and, all of this problematic situation.
The travel restrictions, yeah.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me, and I decided to do the PNBA in Romania, the World Championship.
That was last year, and you said last week of October, I think you had mentioned.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah. Okay. So I guess a couple questions. Yeah. So obviously you competed through the infamous 2020 year where a lot of shows got shut down, a lot of people's seasons got canceled or deferred or moved around or
my show
that
was
sort of stuff. How was
on
that?
Zoom. It was very difficult.
Was it really? The first show was on Zoom?
Yes. No, it's like the athletes were in the building, but most of the crowd was on Zoom and something like that.
Okay, so there's no audience, but it was okay.
No, it was terrible, man. It was in a basketball gym. It was something terrible.
just like real quiet, like too quiet, and just like nobody there, and in a basketball gym. That's it. Yeah, but
basketball court,
Yeah, at least you were able to compete though that year. But yeah, that's obviously not the ideal experience. But you've turned around and competed at some bigger, better shows that are, a little bit more of a venue. So why don't you tell us about some of those and the difference and the atmosphere?
My second show was a good one. It was a normal show, with audience and all of this. It was the show that I won my pro card. It was a very good one for me because I was so confident about the physiques that I brought to the stage. Mm-hmm. I can compare it to the physiques that I brought to Romania, but it was a good one for the second show, and it was good for me to win the show, and have the qualification for the WNBF Worlds.
So that was May 2021 in Romania, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
May 2021 in Israel.
that
Is
was
the local
that was
WNBF show.
that was in Israel. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about the bodybuilding culture in Israel? That's something I've been curious. Actually, that's been the main thing I've been
Yeah.
looking forward to talking to you about. You mentioned that
Okay.
you had seen the WNBF show that they run there. Is it
Yeah,
just
it's the only
one show,
organization.
or okay, it's the only organization?
It's 2 shows per week. It's only one federation in Israel. We don't have any other federations that doing drug testing. All of the other federation is enhanced one, and it's not for me, like I say.
Yeah. So would you say bodybuilding generally is pretty big there, or not really, or
I
smaller
don't think
country?
so. It's still undeveloped, like it can be, and I think that we're doing everything that we can for grow the sport, and with to increase the number of the athletes around the shows, and maybe even one day, all of the good guys from around the world can come to our country and compete in our show. Maybe one day.
That'd be awesome. But they say they run two shows there per year?
Yes,
Two,
two shows per year.
a spring and a fall, I assume?
Yeah,
Okay.
May and October.
May and October. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So so do you know a lot of the other competitors then that already going into these shows, or they kind of come from all over Israel, or
All over Israel, I think most of them I know. It's a small country, it's not so big like the States and all of the countries there. But there is new faces I seen for the upcoming show in May that looks very incredible and amazing. And also my girlfriend is competed there as Miss Bikini, so it's nice to see the other angle of the prep.
Would you say that the difference is for her then? You see a different angle, and being on the other side, and in general, how is that going?
It's a little bit weird because I've always felt like I was the big issue, all these low energy levels and all of this, and she got all the last prep with me, and now I'm doing it with her, and I think it will be a good one. She looks incredible, and I trying to help us as I can, with all the calories calculation on all of this. And I think that she maybe even won the pro card, and they'll do 2 pro from us.
That'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
which shows is she targeting then?
The WNBF, the local.
The May show first?
Yes.
Okay. And then is she traveling for some other shows? Because you said you've traveled to Romania. What are some other shows that you have kind of
I was
within
in a 3 show.
Okay.
I was in a 3 show. The last one was in Romania because the walls didn't make out for me, and it was a struggle, to fly with this zombie mode and the low energy levels and all of this. It was a little bit struggle, but I made it.
The stress of traveling is like, it's already a little bit of a nuisance, but when you're dieted down, like waiting
Yes.
and just sitting around, and it's a lot to handle.
Yes, 100%, man. It was very difficult, but luckily Romania is close to Israel, that the flight wasn't, like to the States. It was 2 hours, something like that, and
Gotcha.
that's okay.
Did you show up a few days ahead of time then, or like what day did you
I
come
was
in? Like on the
I
Thursday was Saturday show, or?
I landed on Sunday and the show was on Saturday.
Oh, so you came out like
first,
almost a full week ahead of.
yes, because I think it was the better for me, to calm down, to chill, to find my food around me, and prepare everything that I can, for me to be as comfort as I can because I'm out of my country.
So did you notice? I mean, that peak probably went pretty well for you, since you said you got settled in, low stress, that sort of thing.
Yes, you can say it like that. It was very good. The show was also in the night, also it was in 10 p.m., something like that in Romania, and it was it was hard, to stay so much. I woke up very early, and the trouble with the sleep because of the low calorie and all this, and it was a hard one. But when I came, to the show and saw the stage, and I saw I think it was the classic physique category, I was so pumped up with adrenaline, and it felt great. And also, to meeting all the athletes that I saw only on Instagram, like Ben Howard, Mitch from they are from, I think, British, something like that. And it was a good one. I learned from it so much. I was placed. The placing wasn't so good, but I didn't get any upset because it was my pro debut, and I learned a lot from this. And right week after that, I started to work with my new coach, Cliff Wilson.
You started work with Cliff. Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
obviously well regarded in this industry. Leroy's working with him and others. So so then
Yeah, I know.
you started prep with him for the fall, correct? Then
For October, November 2023, this is
okay.
the goal for me.
Oh, for 20,
I want to.
I'm thinking, yeah. Okay, 2023. So you're gonna take we touched on this a little bit of a longer off season. Why don't you kind of touch on why you're looking to do that, the changes you're looking to make, that sort of thing?
Yes, I planned it all along when I was in the middle of my previous prep. I was taught a lot about that I have to do a long off season to improve most my body parts that I can in mind. It's my legs that I need to improve as much as I can. The muscle density and all of this, but also the overall look. To add more muscle to the frame, and I decided to do it with Cliff, and I trust him completely that he will bring me the heat, and maybe we will make some different, some changes to my physique and upgrade it. And I'm planning to do like 3 or 4 shows in October, November, and maybe this time I will make it to the States and compete in the WNBF Worlds because I still qualified for this one.
That'd be awesome. So did
Yeah.
Cliff kind of guide you or push you to do 2023, or was that your idea, or a little bit of both? Or
it was mine idea. In the beginning, like when we first chat, I talked with them about if I will be ready, and he told me that because this is my first off season, I can make a huge progress, and maybe to create a great physique, and only the time will tell us if I will ready for the season in 2023. And I curious about it. Let's see what I'm capable of.
I think a full year or 2 years really, but about a year worth of actual off season, maybe a little more. I think we'll pay dividends for you. Put on plenty of muscle. You said you're up 10 kilos already. So do you have how much more do you plan to push, or what are your kind of plans for 2022 to lead into your prep?
I'm still not in the mood that I force eating, that I can't tell you exactly how much time I'm planning. How far I can push it, but I think that I can make a big progress, and maybe even I think get to 190 lbs, maybe even 195. Things, because food for me for now it's not so complicated. I still enjoy food, but I know it will become time when it will not be so enjoyable.
We're in similar spots. It's almost that sweet spot where like you're eating a lot, you feel good, you're still enjoying eating, but at a certain point it just becomes like
struggle.
shove as much white rice or cereal or whatever your carb of choice is down your throat.
And I prefer to drink it, man. It's a lot way easier,
Are you a blender or what are you drinking then? Are you blended off Whole Foods, or you?
Yes. No, not all, but the white oats and protein shake and fruits and a lot of this, and I try to get as much as calories that I can. Like most of my shakes are 1,000 calories each of them, and I do it twice per day. I think it will fit me well.
Gotcha. What's in those shakes? You said oats and like fruits, like bananas or
Yeah,
some
something
whey.
like that. Peanut butter. Yes, the basic.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's sometimes it's just so much easier to just to do those. But at least you're not blending up
Way more easy.
I've heard of people blending up like chicken, and I think like Hunter Labrada and some of those guys like blending up chicken and rice.
Honestly, I did it once.
How bad?
I don't have an very bad, man. It was a very bad.
What kind of concoction was it? Was it the chicken rice?
No, chicken, vegetables, and egg whites. It was terrible, man. It was very terrible. I never did it from that day. I didn't have any time. I was ready for my job, and I didn't have any time, to eat the food properly. So I tried to blend it. And no, man, it's not good enough.
Never again. Yeah, if I'm gonna be I've never done that, and I've never experienced it, and I hope to never experience it. But when I'm blending a meal, I try to make it appetizing, something that tastes good blended, not just like, that's.
I don't think that chicken
gnarly.
can be good blended, but
hey, it's but I'm sure you got it down, and just like thought, nope, just
to consume all these calories.
Yeah. So are your calories super high then? Do you have trouble pushing your weight super high then? It sounds like you've had, I mean, you're not quite there yet, but have you had times where it's just difficult to get food down, or
it was I think between my first prep and my second prep, I did a short amount of time, like 2 months, that I tried to force myself eat as much as I can. It was a terrible time, but now I'm quite eating it easily. I already almost in 4,000 calories, and it's still feeling easy. But let's see what the coach will say on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, maybe he will up it a little bit.
Are you expecting an up, just with weight stalling out, or?
Yes, the body weight is a little bit stuck, but I think it will be good. A little bit more food is good for me for this period of time.
Yeah. So, and you're feeling mostly good from your prep. You said feeling a couple little things still, or not fully recovered? Or are you feeling 100% now?
I'm feeling 100%. My performance in the gym is very good now. I think it even the better that was in my previous, the recovery diets I did from the last shows. But now it's very good, and I'm feeling already pumped to make some gains, in this off season, and maybe even progress as much as I can and compete in November 2023.
That's awesome. And that's cool that you have have a timeline set. Do you kind of need something to target, or is that something that's helpful for you to have an exact target, even if it's that far out? Or
I think yes, because when you don't have an exact goal, it sometimes can be hard to push yourself to to the uncomfort zone. That's what I think. And for me, it's a lot way easier when I know the destination and I know my goal and I know how much time I left. And it drives me, to push harder and to do as much as I can.
And obviously you have that goal with your season. Do you have any specific goals for those? You said 3 or 4 shows that you're going to be doing. You said hoping to come out for Worlds.
I didn't hear you. I I was unconnected to the internet.
Sorry about that. My question was about, you have your goals of your 3 or you said 3 or 4 shows, right?
And yes, right.
Do you have goals for those specific shows of how you want to place, shows you really want to win? You said you want to come out for Worlds, or have you thought that far ahead, or just have
no, I think the Worlds is my big goal, the most important show for me, because I felt like when I qualified for this show, I felt like I can, to bring the heat. And then I was very upset for me not attending to the show because all of this COVID limitation. And I think I will do the Worlds and maybe another competition in another show in the States. And I think also maybe 2 PNBA shows in Europe. I think maybe because I liked this last show. It was very organized. The lighting was great.
It's really
The
important.
stage photos was insane, and the athletes was very in a high level, world class physique.
That's awesome. It sounds like you've met quite a few people along the way. You know a lot of these people from social media, and getting to see them in person, I'm sure is very cool. Is very cool.
Yeah, it's insane cool, man. To see them on Instagram, it's different than to talk to them personal. It's a great. I liked it a lot.
I agree with that. Seeing the talking with people, seeing them in person, it's just a whole different experience than just seeing the social media, social media images, the videos, that sort of stuff. So and I know, like, I've connected with a ton of people through social media, through things like this. You get to connect with people from all over the world, and I think that's been very cool. And to go to shows and know people backstage, to be able to shoot the shit backstage and have some fun with it. Obviously you're there to compete, but that I think there's good camaraderie, at least
to having fun,
my experience.
It's very important.
Yeah. So, but
that's what I think.
Before we get kicked off Zoom here, do you have anything else you want to add, or you can plug the socials, that sort of thing?
No, something so important, but to keep pushing, to grind it as much as you can, and maximize your potential to the best that you can.
I think that's a good message. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you're doing that right now, pushing the weight up and put some mass on, and I think you'll see. I think you'll see really
as much as I can.
As much as your body allows you, although you're probably beyond what your body wants to. But yeah, I think under Cliff, you're under good guidance, and I think you'll see some really outstanding results this year, and in 2023 get to display that will be cool. Cool. So where can the people find you then?
Maybe we even meet in one of the shows.
What was that?
Maybe we even meet up in one of my show in the States.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, so do a show on the East Coast, and maybe all the Natty News boys can come out. James is also cool. East Coast. Leroy's in Canada, but he's on the East Coast. So if you do a show New York or something like that, yeah, that'd be dope.
Maybe it would be dope.
Awesome. So where can people find you then? Social media, what's your business, all that sort of stuff? Yeah. Feel free to plug away whatever you like.
Yes. Instagram, I think. Tal Shadlovsky on Instagram.
That's the best place to find you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm going to say this afternoon, I think this evening for you. So,
yeah, for me it's already 9 p.m. almost.
Good to connect with you. Yeah, almost bedtime for you. So, at least it is for me. I'm a
Thanks for the opportunity.
So, I appreciate you coming on and taking the time, Tal.